Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of my solo chronicles, exploring places outside of my comfort zone. And today I want to talk to you about the hike that I did solo, which I'm actually doing a hike now through Topanga State Park. And I wanted to talk about just exploring the hiking trails that California has. I haven't been to any other state outside of California that has amazing hiking trails where you can see LA in a totally different light. So when I moved to California, I wanted to keep up staying healthy. If it wasn't with running, at least with getting into hiking. So my first stop was to go to Griffith Park. And Griffith Park is just like everybody's go-to because you get to see an awesome view of the Hollywood sign from the front and the Griffith Observation Building. So I hiked back in, I think I was here maybe a couple of months, and then I decided to do my hike to the Hollywood sign because I wanted to see it. The first go around was okay, but the second and third time, I nailed it. It took me probably about like 4 hours to do the hike because I took my time and I was by myself. So fast forward to recently, I did the hike again, but this time I said I wanted to go behind the Hollywood sign because I had already seen the front and took pictures like I said, like 3 times already. So I had to figure out like where to actually enter to start the trail to go behind the Hollywood sign. I tried to get people to come with me, but they were not interested in hiking. And again, this goes back to like if you wait for people, you'll never do something. So I was like, okay, nobody's, raising their hand to come and do it with me, so I'll do it by myself. So I start out doing a hike, and there's a ton of tourists everywhere, which I so love because it's just like, even though I was by myself, I didn't feel by myself. So we're all experiencing, the Hollywood sign together eventually. So I end up talking to a few people that were from Georgia, and they were trying to figure out how to get to the front of the Hollywood sign. So by me already doing it, like I said, 3 times, I was able to show them which way they needed to go. So I told them just follow me and you'll eventually see exactly where you need to go to get like really good pictures or whatever. So they're following me. We meet up with another group of people that were from, I can't remember where they came from, but they had an accent. I couldn't get a read on the accent, but yeah. So we get to the front of the Hollywood sign. They take their pictures. I look around. I'm done taking pictures because, like I said, I've done it before. So I head out. I wish them the best of luck on their trip. And I head my way because my target goal was to go behind the Hollywood sign, not, go in front. So I head in the direction as though I'm going through Bush Canyon Trail, which is a trail that takes you literally underneath the observation place. As I'm heading towards that direction, I hear the pitter patter of little feet right behind me. And it's like a lot of feet behind me. So I turn and I look, and the people that I directed or guided to the area where you can take pictures in front of the Hollywood sign, they're right behind me. And this time it's a lot of people. And I'm just like, do you guys need help with something again? Or like, what's going on? And one of the ladies was like, no, we heard you telling another lady that you're gonna hike to the to behind the Hollywood sign, and we're going with you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I says, okay, but I'm forewarning you. Now by this time I had already passed like the sign that lets us know like how many miles we have before we get there. So I tell them like, it's gonna be like 9 miles straight incline. So you guys are not with me, but I'll try to stay close to you guys as possible. If anybody, gets separated from me or whatever, just keep looking, keep going straight up. And you'll eventually get there because you'll see a crowd of people coming down. So I felt like a tour guide. It was hilarious, but it was, that's my favorite word. It was amazing. It was awesome. So we get to the halfway mark and we lost a few people because I'm gonna tell you, it's just like that incline is no joke. I thought the incline through Bush Canyon Trail was a lot. That trail to get to the back of the Hollywood sign is no joke. I had to stop a few times, so not only is it just like take pictures because you're overlooking Burbank, but also just to catch my breath because I started to feel winded. So we get halfway, and you can tell you're getting close to the Hollywood sign because you see it's rocks, but it's a monument that's on the rocks that's telling you, about the area. So that's how you know, oh, you're really close to the Hollywood sign. So I passed that along with my newfound group of tourists that are following me, and we're continuing up. We're still going up like for another 15, 20 minutes. But when we rounded that corner past the monument rocks that's there, I saw the tip of the H. And I turn around and I go, oh my gosh, guys, we've made it. We're here. But there was still more to go. So everybody's excited. Everybody's taking pictures. I'm excited. And I'm just like, wow, this is this is great. Because just a side note, like I said in the previous episode, I am leaving California soon in the next couple of months. And I want to try to do as much as possible while I'm here, kind of do things that I wasn't able to do when I first moved here. And so to be able to hike up to the back of the Hollywood sign and get a great view was one of the things I wanted to do. Because I was going to do it, and I just felt like, nah, the front is perfect. But now that I know what my departure goal, I wanted to definitely do the hike. So I did. So we get to the top, and because you can't really get up to the Hollywood sign because there's a fence. And it's letting you know in all the signages that's on the fence, it's illegal if you try to jump the fence. So you're close, but you're not close. But you get a view of Universal Studios. Oh, and another side note too, I started out at the Lake Hollywood Park, which I had no idea where that was at, so I had to Google this, but I finally found it. It took me almost 2 years to find it, 2.5 years to find it. But yeah, so I started there, and that's where I kind of walked through the residential areas to get to the entrance of, where the Hollywood sign to get to the back would begin. So anyways, we're looking at the Hollywood sign. We're taking pictures. They're taking, everybody's taking pictures. Again, I wish them good luck. And I turn because you can go even higher. And from what I Googled and researched, I guess right where there's a tower, a light tower that's if you're facing the Hollywood sign, it's to the right of the Hollywood sign. Well, it's considered like the very tip of the canyon. I think it's the highest point within the canyons if you want a good hike challenge. So I go because I'm going to get to the very top, which is next to the light tower. That's directly behind or next to the Hollywood sign. As I'm trucking and breathing hard and trying to catch my breath to go up this, it's a mini steep climb, but it's still a challenge because it's very rocky. Everything in California is just like rocky. I would invest in some hiking sticks, which I have with me right now, because those rocks, if you have on the wrong shoes, or like some people I've seen wearing sandals, you're asking to kiss the pavement. That's all I'm saying. So we get, as I'm starting to go up this mini like mountain to get to the very top. I'm breathing hard and I'm hearing other people breathe hard. And it's some of the same people that follow me up, they're with me. And I say, you know what? It's it is what it is. Come on, everybody, let's do this climb. We all got it. So we're all holding hands, helping people up that it might have been a challenge for. You got people just like laughing and talking, and they can't believe they're about to do this. They can't wait to send pictures back home. And at that very moment when we got to the very top and we're all just talking about the view and how great California is, I was able to talk to people who would come here for vacation. They've always wanted to come to California, mainly Los Angeles, and through the Hollywood, hiking trails, everything. And they found out about me. And I will say that's one of the great things that I've discovered for myself. And I can only speak for myself that I've discovered that when I go somewhere solo, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is I'm doing. I always meet like great people, people that are interested, in why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's almost like I inspire them to also do it. It may not be at that very moment, but it could be later down the line. And like I tell people, it's not for everybody. Solo travel is not for everybody. Not only solo travel, but just doing things solo is not for everybody. I get that. Um, I keep in mind that until my person comes along, I'm going to do as much solo things as I possibly can, because I may end up with someone who doesn't like to go out and do things solo by themselves. So yeah, okay, rant, little mini off course rant gone. But once we all, you know, took pictures again and we talked a bit, we caught our breath because that was one heck of a hike. I headed back down, and it was just like, again, most people started to follow me. Some people decided they wanted to stay a little bit longer, because, like I said, that incline is challenging. And, a lot of them probably didn't expect it, because that 9 miles felt like 10 hours, because you were constantly going up, 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 and up. And I told them, I said, well, on your way down, hopefully it's a lot better. So, yes. Y'all hear that plane? Oh my gosh. I don't see it, but I hear it. The joys of doing a hike. So, anyways, yeah, so I headed down with a few other people, and I told them, I said, you know what? Going down is going to be so much easier than going up, because you're going to fly down. And even though it took me about 4 hours to do this whole entire hike, getting down that last hour, oh, I was hauling it. And it wasn't because I was trying to run down. So yeah, but as I was walking through, and side note too, another side note. So there was a part where you're going through residential areas within the trail. And of course, there's celebrity houses over there. So there's security around. They got certain streets blocked off where people can't come through. But there's a part where you can actually go it's literally like maybe a minute or two before you get to the little trail that leads you straight up to the front of the Hollywood sign, where you can go through this fence. And as I'm coming down, instead of me continuing to go straight, I ended up going left. And I was walking and walking and walking. I said, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. The joys of doing things solo. You learn very quick how to navigate. So I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. Why does it feel like I didn't come through here? And it was just like, I had to look. I turned around and I looked, and this one residential area, the hill was so high. I said, oh my gosh, I have to hike back up this hill to figure out where I actually came in at. So I was so just exhausted. I had almost drunk all my water. And on my way up, this couple, which they saw me going past, and what they do is, they set out water and they set out soda, And it's a sign that says this is your last stop. Whether you going for the hike in the beginning or you're finishing up, they're pretty much saying this is the last stop before, most likely before you're able to grab something to drink or whatever. So they see me go past the first time, and they see me struggle the second time coming back up. Then they see me walk past again. They see me walk past again. And they're looking at me like, what in the world? So I walked back down, and this time I went further down, and I said, no, something's not right. I recognized the name of the street that, all of us took, because there is a sign that lets you know, go this direction to the Hollywood sign. And that's what I was looking for, and I was like, why am I not seeing that? And then it was just like, okay, hold on. Let me, as much as I don't want to do it, and I mean, mind you, security had drove past like twice. And it was like, I didn't want to ask them. I was like, eventually, I'm going to get to where I need to go. So all of a sudden, I started praying. You would think I was in the desert. I'm like, Lord, please direct my steps. Please help me find my way to get back to where I started, because I don't know where I'm at. And as I'm walking back up, I see this couple again. And this time they say, do you want a drink of water, a bottle of water? Because we just saw you like 2 times. And I was like, yeah, I think I got turned around, but water would be great. Thank you. So they gave me like 2 bottles of water. And it was almost like the fuel that I needed, because I ended up finding the direction that I originally came from. So as I'm walking past, and I will say on this trail that I was doing, like I said, it was I say it's the Lake Hollywood Park trail, because you see, I don't care how far you were walking, you still got a view of the Hollywood sign, and it felt almost like you were literally like right there. But as I was walking past and looking at the Hollywood sign, I says, it made me think back to everything that I've experienced since being here in California. All the adventures I've been through, doing stuff, on my own, without anyone really being there with me. Sorry for the cars that's driving past. But yeah, it just reminded me of everything I've been able to do since moving here. And those are memories that will stay with me like forever, because I've really at least I've tried to take as much advantage of what Los Angeles has to offer, you know. Yeah, so as I'm walking past the Hollywood sign, I look back and I take like 2 pictures of me in front of the Hollywood sign. Again, I thought back to the first time I took a picture in front of the Hollywood sign, and I was just like, whoa. So to have it come full circle as I'm walking past it, for most likely the last time, because I don't intend to do that any hiking in that direction again, I don't think, before I leave California. It was just like, wow, thank you for giving me all these memories that I have of this state, that I was able to, like I said, do as much as possible. I still have, I want to say, what is September? It's September already. I have maybe 5 months, 4.5 months before I move out of California, head home back to Michigan for a little bit before I start this new chapter, this new adventure in my life, moving to Japan. So yeah, there's still a lot more that I want to do while I'm here in Los Angeles. But yeah, this hike, normally when I've gone on a hike, you pass people, you speak to them, or you smile and you keep it moving, because everybody's doing their own thing. But this particular day, it was just like, I met people that, even though I started out doing this by myself, this hike by myself, I ended up doing it with a group of people. Because one, it took me out of my comfort zone. Seriously. When you're running, that's a whole different thing. You're going to run across people that's running. You know what I'm saying? You're going to, especially if you do marathons like I've done, you're going to run across people that, you're going to see a lot of runners. And I still see a lot of runners. But to do this hike and just, as you're walking, you're taking in just the surrounding areas, this greenery, the silence, you know, of doing a hike. And, that's the most amazing thing ever. And, as I look out over the greenery here at Topanga State Park, it's just like the silence and just taking it all in. And I can honestly, again, tick off my bucket list that I've done a lot of stuff. So, yeah, so that was my adventure, my story of hiking to the back of the Hollywood sign. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope this encourages you to just get out. And like I said, get out of your comfort zone. I don't care what it is. If it's going to dinner by yourself or going to a movie by yourself, which I do a lot. Yeah, just get out and do it. We only got one life to live. So let's do it. All right, darlings. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode where, remember when I said, go to a movie by yourself, go to dinner by yourself. Well, I went to a play by myself, and this was the first ever. I was like, what in the world? So yeah, stay tuned for that episode. Have a great rest of the day, my moonbeams. Bye.